All right, everybody, welcome back to the bench. So today we're going to talk a little bit about my 11.5 and we're going to talk about my PWS lower. So my 11.5 is on the Griffin Armament Ambi Mark II lower, which, to be honest, probably one of my favorite lowers. And then the close competitor to it is the PWS back there. So we're going to talk about both those things, but first, huge shout out to Brownells. Go head on over there, use code HG15, give them, whatever, and you get 15% off all handgun parts over at Brownells right now. So go head on over there. They're a really awesome company. They do support us. You can also use code BOP10 any other time that that code, that HG15 code isn't working. Just use code BOP10 on anything 150 or more. Some exclusions do apply, like you can't buy aim points and stuff, which I think is crappy. But you can go pick up some Giselle triggers. You guys can head on over there to Captain Gueasley, and you guys can pick up some of his triggers, or you can pick up all the other fun stuff that you can get over there. We're going to go over my 11.5. We're not really going over it, but I'll just give you a basic walkthrough, tip to butt. Colt 11.5 6933 upper that I got from Brownells, running a forward control designs single chamber brake over there. So if you guys see that right there, running forward control designs dust cover, Midwest Industries rear sight, aim point patrol rifle optic on a Scalarworks mount, Midwest Industries two-piece free float handguard, emissary development turd grip, that's what I'm going to call it from now on, Unity tactical mod button with the light wing that pushes it out, and running a BCM Mark II charging handle. Now, you know what's funny is that I just feel like everybody just keeps naming things the Mark II. Like, just quit making shitty products in the first place. We won't have to rename things. Anyway, getting into the 11.5. I've had my first malfunction. Now, I did want to let you guys know my first malfunction, I think, is probably caused by one of two things. Either my springs are failing or other things like that, which I don't think is the case, because after looking at my Super 42 here, the H2, which I'm running, it's not bad at all. Like it looks like it's working great. I haven't had any real issues with it other than my first issue that I've had on the 11.5. So rolling in video right now.
Beep. Oh shit.
Had my first weird case thing. I think my bolt velocity is just way too high. I mean, if you guys can see, it's literally slamming cases out, straight forward, right into my forearm. Yes, I'm left-handed, so enjoy that one. But it's slamming them out. Now, there's a couple routes I do want to go with this. The first one I'm going to try to do, which I'm sorry I don't have in this video, but the first one I'm going to try to do is definitely change out the buffer system. Now, this is the Griffin Armament SOB, so Suppressor Optimized Buffer. It's really cool. It looks really nice. It's a two-piece type design, if you guys can tell right there. It's brass at the very end, which is what makes it, I guess, kind of heavier. I think it's 3.7 ounces, whereas that one's like 3.4, something like that. It's very light. This is an H2, and then this guy right here is their SOB. So it's a specific weight. It's a little bit more than the H2. Looks really nice. I'm going to run it with the Springco Blue Spring because it doesn't fit on the Super 42 spring. But I just want to let you guys know, they also make one for a rifle length system. So I'm running it currently on my 20-inch. So if you guys watch the background video right now, you should see my 20-inch shooting suppressed with the SOB system, and that one's actually pretty cool. So I've been enjoying it on the 20-inch, but let's see how it runs on the 11.5. Let's see if it makes any sort of difference, because to be honest, I haven't had a malfunction on a rifle in a long time, and it really caught me off guard, and I was like, oh no, do I have a terrible rifle? And I was like, no, I don't. Thank God. I didn't buy a cheap gun. I think really what it is a combination of I just cleaned it. If you guys were looking, I'll put in some background video of one of my other bolt carrier groups. When this one, my 13.9 and my 14.5, I haven't cleaned in thousands of rounds. I've put thousands of rounds through all of those guns, and I've yet to really clean them really well. It just kind of, what I've done in the past is just kind of wipe everything off and just relubricate, but I have not cleaned those guns. So all of these guns have now had their thorough cleaning, and really, I think what it was is I'm just not used to the bolt velocity being as high as it is, and running primarily suppressed with this gun with the Dead Air Sam MK. and all that. It is a little bit gassy. It pushes that back in there, and I don't think there's anything wrong with the Super 42, but we do need to bump up to a little bit of a heavier buffer. And I'm not 100% sure I want to go with a heavier buffer weight, but it's really just what's in store for us right now. So I'm going to try this, and then if this isn't successful, bootleg adjustable bolt carrier group, here we come for the 11.5, just because I think that is probably the best option before we go anything else, because I don't really want to do like the easy tune systems or anything like that. So SOB, bootleg, we'll see what happens. But the Griffin SOB seems to be pretty promising, and yeah, we're going to put this together, enjoy the shooting footage, and then let's talk about the PWS ambi lower and why, well, Radian's not very good. Radian kind of sucks. All right, so I know I'm going to upset a ton of people here, but there's a couple of things that I think the PWS complete lower I think could probably do better. Literally everything else on this lower is amazing, but I hate this Radian safety. I don't care what anybody says. It's not my cup of tea. It's just not. It's not mine. I understand. I am going to go with a Battle Arms development in the meantime, but let's not be angry here. I'm going to go with the forward control designs as soon as that one comes in. But I honestly can't stand running this safety, and I just don't love it. It's not like my cup of tea. I just don't like the way it feels. Second of all, the trigger. I believe it's PWS's nickel Teflon style of trigger. Look, it's not a bad trigger. I think the pull weight is somewhere around 5 pounds. It's 5, maybe 6, if I'm being not generous at all. But I think it's around 5 or maybe 4.5 pounds. I don't love how heavy this trigger is, especially for when I want to shoot fast. It's just not my cup of tea. So, Geisley SSAE to the rescue. I'm gonna probably, now I know I'm gonna freak out a lot of people when I say this, I'm probably going to get an SSA trigger for this gun. I'm just running this for now because it's what I have. It's a really good trigger. I don't love those really. It's like the ACT ALG the ALG ACT trigger. Like, it's a good trigger. It's better than a mil spec. It does it better than a mil spec. But I want a better trigger. To me, it feels like a better trigger to have a Geisley trigger or one of those triggers. Maybe try like a National Match 2-stage trigger, the Rock River Arms one, something along those lines. I just don't love how kind of heavy and the take up and the wall. I just don't love the trigger. So that's me. That's what I'm changing. Also, I have this cool little Unity grip here that I have stripped out the other 2 holes on, but they come with 3 holes. So you can run a center one, or you can run those other 2. I want to try this out. I want to continue to kind of beat this up and go with it. As you can see, Unity did replace one that I had. So it was cool of them, so thank you to them. But I want to see if this one is just bad, or maybe if I just over-torqued it or whatever. I have no idea. All right, so we have our mods. We have our SSAE trigger in here, and we also have our safety selector, which, to be honest, it is no forward control designs, which, sadly, I don't have any more left. I need to go pick one up, and, well, Brownells is out of stock at the moment. So I will just be running this for now. I do prefer the safety over the Radian. I will say a couple of notes on the PWS lower of modern like improvements. I just didn't know I would like that much. All right, so let's start off with this BCM grip. I actually was surprised at how much I like this BCM grip. Not for the storage or literally anything like that. Just this little nub right here that kind of goes over and just kind of lays down in this area. It definitely helps a lot with just rubbing up against that trigger guard. Not that I have an issue with that on my other lower, because I don't. But it helps a lot, and you'd be surprised. There are some lowers out there that would like gouge the crap out of you. And this one is not bad whatsoever. So Very cool. The flared magwell, as I did state, is honestly is probably one of the best features for this. Plus, one of the things I really didn't notice or like take away from this lower receiver, you see that little like nipple-like thing down there. So that is not adjustable. But the cool part is that it puts tension between your upper and lower receiver. So when you go to fit them together, like so, it like pushes up right on there, and then when you're in here, kind of takes out a lot of that wobble. Yes, it still wobbles a little bit. Yes, this upper receiver is kind of beat to crap, but it takes out a little bit of that wobble and puts up some onward pressure on the upper receiver, which is really nice. And I think that's probably one of the quality of life improvements there. Plus, I swapped out the vertical grip. I just like these Unities. Like they are nice. Yes, I've broken one. Yes, you can say whatever you want, but I do. And Unity doesn't pay me a dime. So there you go. I like it, and it's pretty nice. And yeah, the 13.9 is definitely a fun gun to shoot, especially suppressed. Hopefully we will have some fun with this trigger out here in the future, and we'll have some fun with this lower, and hopefully I will get that forward control design safety at some point in time, because I'm a little annoyed they don't have any in stock right now. But, it is what it is. We're just kind of, we're always in the wind waiting for something. But yeah, SSAE trigger is very nice. I just like that trigger. It's wonderful. I think the SDE, the Super Dynamic Enhanced, is the same as this, but with a flat face trigger. So I think I might try that in the future, or maybe put that on one of these guns, because I do like those flat face triggers just a little bit more. As always, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did kind of more like a vlog style, and I wanted to kind of walk you through all this. As you guys can see in the shooting footage in the background, I'm just having fun with this stuff, and I hope you guys are too. So please let me know. And I'm sorry I was on my hiatus. I know I was out for a while. I know I didn't backfill any videos or even post up in my community stuff. But I hope you guys do enjoy the content going forward. And we'll have a lot more stuff for you here in the future. As always, be a hoodlum.
Oh, fuck me.